The air is thick with anticipation, the room dimly lit with candles and the clink of glasses echoing softly. Suddenly, a crash from outside startles everyone. A raid. People duck for cover, hiding bottles and papers. The door bursts open, revealing stern faces and flashing badges. This isn't a movie scene. It's the reality of the underground movement, a world where every corner holds a secret and every encounter could lead to trouble. As we wind back the clock to the early 20th century, America stands at a crossroads. The wide-open spaces of the Wild West have given way to a rapidly changing urban landscape. Cities are teeming with people, cultures, and ideas. But with this growth comes a wave of social issues that threaten the traditional American way of life. Alcoholism, organized crime, and racial tensions rise to the surface, sparking a moral panic among the country's leaders. On one side of the fence stand those who long for the simpler times, dreaming of a nation free from vice and delinquency. Fueled by religious fervor and a desire for a cleaner society, they rally for change. Enter the Volstead Act of 1917 and the 18th Amendment to the Constitution. These acts introduce prohibition, a nationwide ban on the production, sale, and transportation of alcohol. The streets fall silent as saloons shut their doors and whiskey barrels are sealed away. But America's youth, far from being deterred, find themselves emboldened. They organize secret gatherings defying the law and celebrating their newfound freedom. This underground movement gains momentum, turning into a cultural revolution. Secret bars, or speakeasies, pop up across cities, offering an escape from the mundane and a chance to break the rules. It's here in these hidden establishments that the true spirit of the underground movement thrives. The air is thick with anticipation as patrons enter through unmarked doors, descending into dimly lit basements where jazz music fills the air and the clinking of glasses mingles with hushed conversations. But running a speakeasy isn't for the faint of heart. It's a high-risk venture, a constant battle against the law and organized crime. The threat of a police raid looms large, forcing owners to invest heavily in security. Codes and passwords become the norm, ensuring that only the initiated can step inside. Despite the dangers, these illegal businesses flourish, offering a haven for those seeking an escape from the constraints of everyday life. Amongst these illicit establishments, some stand out, not just for their ambiance or liquor selection, but for the enigmatic individuals who run them. These men and women navigate the treacherous waters of prohibition with style and grace, becoming legends in their own right. Enter Max, a suave operator who turned down $1 million to keep his bar dry. Then there's Owen, the Irish immigrant who used his bootlegging profits to build a school for underprivileged children. And who can forget Ruby, the former hat seller who risked it all to open a jazz club that became a hub for African-American artists. These underground mavens operate on the edge, balancing the scales of justice while making waves in their communities. Their choices have real-world consequences, influencing the course of prohibition and shaping the cultural landscape of the era. As we delve deeper into their stories, we uncover a complex web of motivations, dreams, and sacrifices. What drives these individuals to risk everything? What challenges do they face and how do they overcome them? And what lasting impact do they have on the world around them? Meanwhile, the authorities aren't sitting idle. The fight against alcohol has unleashed a new breed of law enforcement officers, the Volstead Act. Agents, armed with unwavering determination and a thirst for justice, they dedicate their lives to stamping out the illegal liquor trade. Working undercover in smoky jazz clubs or trailing suspicious characters through dark alleyways, these agents are the nemesis of the underground movement. But being a Volstead agent isn't all about bravery and cunning. It's also a dangerous profession. These men and women risk their lives daily, facing threats from both organized crime and angry citizens who resent the infringement on their personal freedoms. They must maintain their cover, gathering evidence and building cases that can stand up in court. Each arrest brings them closer to dismantling the underground movement, but also closer to the dangers that come with it. Yet, despite the risks, the Velstead agents remain steadfast in their mission. Their dedication and sacrifice play a pivotal role in shaping the course of Prohibition. Their actions not only impact the fate of the underground movement, but also the lives of those caught in its midst. The stage is set for a clash between the forces of law and order and the rebels of the underground movement. With each passing day, the stakes rise and the tension mounts. But amidst this struggle, ordinary Americans find themselves caught in the middle. Families are torn apart, friendships are tested, and communities are divided. Consider, for example, the story of a young woman named Clara, who frequents a local speakeasy to escape the confines of her sheltered upbringing. There she meets a charming bootlegger named Jack, and together they navigate the thrilling world of underground parties and hidden bars. But as their relationship deepens, Clara finds herself torn between her growing feelings for Jack and the expectations of her disapproving family. Meanwhile, a veteran Volstead agent, Thomas, closes in on Jack's bootlegging operation, determined to bring him to justice. As the net tightens around Jack, Clara must make a choice: protect the man she loves or uphold her duty to her family and the law. Her decision will have far-reaching consequences affecting not only her own future, but the lives of those around her. Throughout this tumultuous journey, Clara and Thomas find themselves at odds, representing two sides of the same coin. Their paths intersect and diverge, highlighting the complexities of a nation grappling with change. And then there's Owen, the Irish immigrant who uses his bootlegging profits to secretly fund a school for underprivileged children in his community. When Thomas learns of Owen's good deeds, he's faced with a moral dilemma. Does he uphold the law and put an end to Owen's criminal activities, or does he turn a blind eye to the man's philanthropic efforts? This internal conflict adds another layer to the story, blurring the lines between right and wrong and challenging societal norms. As the narrative unfolds, we witness the profound impact of these choices on the characters and the world they inhabit. Through their struggles and triumphs, we gain a deeper understanding of the human condition and the complexities of the era. It's important to remember that the underground movement wasn't merely a product of restrictive laws. It was a cultural phenomenon driven by various factors, including social change, economic opportunity, and a thirst for freedom of expression. This era witnessed the rise of jazz, a genre that reflected the energy, passion, and rebellion of the underground movement. Speakeasies became hubs for jazz musicians, providing a platform to showcase their talent and push the boundaries of musical innovation. Moreover, the underground movement gave rise to new fashion trends, challenging the conservative dress codes of the time. Flappers emerged, symbolizing the changing roles of women and the desire for greater social equality. Their bold fashion choices, including shorter skirts and looser clothing, became a symbol of female empowerment and a rejection of traditional gender roles. However, the vibrancy of the underground movement couldn't overshadow the racial tensions that simmered beneath the surface. African American artists like Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington made significant contributions to jazz, but they often faced discrimination and were relegated to separate venues. Despite these challenges, they broke barriers and paved the way for future generations of musicians. As we approach the end of our journey through this transformative era, it's crucial to acknowledge the lasting impact of the underground movement on American culture. It left an indelible mark on music, art, and fashion, forever changing the cultural landscape of the United States. The legacy of the Jazz Age continues to inspire and captivate audiences worldwide, reminding us of the power of music to transcend boundaries and unite people. The underground movement wasn't just about breaking the law. It was about breaking free from the constraints of society and expressing oneself through music, fashion, and art. The rise of jazz, the emergence of flappers, and the contributions of African American artists all contributed to a cultural revolution that challenged norms and pushed the boundaries of creativity. As we reflect on this extraordinary chapter in American history, let us celebrate the courage of those who dared to defy the status quo and embrace the beauty of a culture that thrived in the shadows. The underground movement reminds us that even in the darkest of times, hope, creativity, and resilience can illuminate the way. So, raise a glass to the legends of the underground, the unsung heroes of an era that changed the world.